me to basically start writing on this topic. And my work is still in progress. It's not even it's still, I'm still thinking through the issues, but it's good to think in public. It's good to think because you get feedback. So I mean, I grew up in a Xhosa-speaking society, where I'm Xhosa speaker. In that society, there are elaborate rites of passage that you follow, not just to be recognized as a man, but to be recognized as a person. So, our idea, and this is not limited to Xhosa-speaking society, if you read literature in around African, whether in Nigeria or Uganda or Ghana or Cameroon or whatever, there are these elaborate rites of passage that people undertake from the moment of birth, where from the moment of birth a child would be performed some things on the child to be able to be recognized as a person. One of the interesting scholars is that I write about is Ivan Karp, where he writes about how within the Inteso group in the border of Kenya and Uganda, so where people would basically give a child a fingertip of a beer, and if a child and then they would pronounce a name. If a child drinks or swallows, the child accepts that name. If not, they will keep doing it until the child accepts. And that moment of swallowing that, it becomes the onset of personhood for the child, and other things will follow afterwards. So the idea is that people are seen, at least ideologically, as being imbued with this spirituality, as being imbued with these elements that are beyond the physical self. And these elements continue to shape your being as a person, whether you're a man or a woman. I also write about, there's a scholar called Gwetlieb, where she writes about this society where people are seen as reincarnation of the ancestors. So when a child is born, it's not a new person. It's the child comes from a particular place where the ones who have died or passed on live and get reborn as new persons. So the child embodies, or the person embodies the features and the characters of those who lived before them. So the idea being that we are not just a physical being. So whatever we become as men becomes shaped by who we are spiritually and in other ways. So I think that is a point of view that I'm trying to sort of put across, that yes, it's well and good to say that masculinity should be understood as simply what you do to be a man, and in that respect even women can claim to be men if they perform these what is called manhood acts. But within a Xhosa-speaking society, that you mentioned, there's a very interesting ritual that that we call Ulanduko, which is you at the age of 18 now, it's legally now. Like at the age of 18, you must undergo circumcision. We all went through that, and before that, you undergo other rituals. But that is a key thing that everybody does, whether you're Christian, or, whether you are educated or uneducated. It is one thing that every Xhosa-speaking person is expected to undergo in order to be regarded and recognized as a man. You go through circumcision, and it must be done by a person who is not medical, which we call traditional traditional surgery. So the person does this circumcision, and you spend about maybe 3 to 4. I spent 5 weeks in seclusion, right, where you get educated. Not so much these days, but in our times, you really would get educated about what it means to be a man. You come out of it, you are then expected to play meaningful roles in society in whatever way. But that sort of practice is not limited to heterosexuals. And one of the key things that we find in the scholarship in the global north is that heterosexuality is a measure of being a man. So you become heterosexuality, marriage, having children, as we were saying, and employment and being independent. then you are recognized as a man when you are in those. And homosexuals are seen as being, feminine, but they are put at the bottom of the masculine hierarchy. They are not men, in that gender.
Effeminate.
Yeah, effeminate. But whether they're effeminate or not, but if you're homosexual, if you're gay, you're just not a man, basically, in those kind of stuff. But of course, it's also a complex because it also depends on the kind of a posture that you show, as a man. But that's the sort of grand understanding of that. But in Xhosa-speaking society, homosexuals or gay Xhosa men are allowed to undergo ulwaluko. Let me not even say are allowed, expected to undergo ulwaluko.
There's no distinction.
There's no distinction. You have to undergo ulwaluko. And once you undergo that practice, you are a man, and you call that concept indoda. You are recognized as indoda. What is very, very different, and I think this is where sometimes things get conflated, because not all gay Xhosa men conform now to the subsequent behavior that they are expected to display, such as the dress code or getting married, having children, whatever. Not all of them conform to that. But whether you conform to that or not, your status as a man, as an indoda, remains, because it is about whether you circumcise or not. When it comes to bottom line, that's a bottom line. It's whether you are circumcised or not. Then that's a moment that really makes a distinction. So you will have, for example, heterosexual Xhosa-speaking men or Xhosa-speaking male adults who have not, let's say, as an example, he has not undergone circumcision. He will never be recognized as a man. So he will always be seen as inferior to the gay person who has undergone the circumcision. Now that's a very, very different scenario to that which is being painted in the West, whereby if you're heterosexual, that on its own
makes you a man.
Makes you a man, but also places you above a person, ideologically at least, places you above a person who is gay.